Hello everyone, and welcome to my shop. Alright everyone, welcome back to my shop. Today we're going to get back on this GMC and continue on with that heater project. We've had a lot of issues we've ran into getting this heater installed, and to bring you up to date, it's a 49 Arvin heater that I took out of my 49 Chevrolet, and I'm reinstalling it into this GMC. Now this GMC did not have a heater when I got it. I traded for it. And it had a lot of stuff in the way that I had to move. I ran into other little problems I had to deal with while I was getting it all ready. So that's why this project's kind of taken more time than what you would normally think for a heater install. But anyway, I've got the heater installed, actually bolted in now, and the wiring of the heater ready to be wired to the truck. And I've got the battery moved. So what we're dealing with today is we're going to get the hot water control valve. We're going to put it on a bracket. We're going to put the bracket and mount the bracket to the fender well, and then we're going to install new heater hoses to be from the engine to the heater core, and we're going to route one side through that heater control valve, which is a hot water valve. Research said that should be adequate for a non-air conditioned car from '69, and that's what this 350 engine came out of. The part numbers I think said it was either an Impala, a Caprice, or another large body car from that era. So we're just going to control one side of it, which is the feed from the engine going to the core. We're going to cinch them all up, and then I'm going to fill it up with antifreeze and cross my fingers and hope it don't leak. I don't think it will, but you know, you never know. So anyway, stay tuned while we take care of this this GMC. Hello.
I need your help.
All right, this GMC, it just does not go down easy. It doesn't take change. Anyway, I'll show you here what I've run into and how I'm going to address it. If you look on that hose right there, it's a 3/4 inch. All right, so that's the heater hose, 3/4 inch. All right. Now I pulled it off down here at the manifold and down there at the water pump, and sure enough, the outlet ports are 3/4 inch. So these weren't over tightened down on 5/8, which of course it would have been me that done it anyway. So we've got 3/4 inch heater hose. My spigots, or my water inlet and outlet for the heater core, are 5/8. Here you go. 3/4 inch on the engine, 5/8 on the heater. And the valve I'm going to use here, I've determined I'm going to go ahead and just break one, just switch one side or cut the water off and on one leg of this heater lines. It's also 5/8. So, but when I ordered my my other valve, my bypass valve, it included these two devices that I didn't know what they were at first. So, not knowing what they were, but figuring, hey, they look good, they should be valuable for something, I decided to keep them. Well, guess what they are? They are 5/8 to 3/4 adapters. Isn't that something? So you slide this on the fixture that you need to connect. That's a 5/8 inch, and you need to connect a 3/4 inch hose to it. Well, you slide this little old sleeve on there, and whammo bammo. So I've got to put one on the input side of the valve, and on one side of my core, and I can use a 5/8 from the other side of the core straight down to the valve. So Anyway, this GMC, there's just nothing cut and dried. You don't even think about using the term piece of cake with this truck. Oh me. Alright, I've already got the position where I want it. Just gotta get him marked. I really like using this white marker here to appliance paint to mark where my holes will go. All right. It'll come down about like that. Okay. Don't want too much band. As you can tell, I really like using side cutters. Or some folks like to call them dikes. I call them side cutters. Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to get me a push-pull to actuate. Yeah, I should have got a longer hose for that. I'm gonna contemplate that. That's all right for now. Doesn't really look that good either. What is that? About 3 foot. All right. Yeah. Once I put antifreeze in it, I don't want to drain it down. We'll see. Kind of what it looks like. All right, lucky me. I'm able to stretch the existing cables I have, reroute them down there, and they'll fit without having to replace the cables. So there we go. I didn't film me underneath here because, well, I don't like being underneath these things. Laying on my back just can't do much. So anyway, and we got the antifreeze in it, and so far she's not leaking. So at this point, I need to resplice those wires that I had to cut to get that heater in there. And we'll be ready to fire this pup up and see what it'll do. All right, it's time to get to the electrical aspect of this deal. What we're going to do is we're going to wire these wires I cut back together. And I've decided I'm not going to drill any more holes. I'm just going to reuse that hole right there. That was one of the mounting holes for the bracket. And all right, we'll go from there. All right, I don't know how well this will be seen, but anyway, put some shrink wrap on there. All right, there we go. One down. Okay, let's get this other one done. You know, one wire was slightly brown and the other one was slightly orange. They had differing colors, so I was able to easily tell which wire went to which. So without having to test. Of course, I checked that before I cut them. You know, there's other. I would have marked it in another fashion had I had the wires been the exact same color. So. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire it in a harness that just kind of strengthens it a little better. I've got some cloth type tape and I'm about out of it. So anyway, alright, I have a clamp around here somewhere. There it is. We'll clamp him up like that. I've got a lot of extra wire here. I have to do a loop. That's probably what I'll do with that extra wire. I'm not going to cut it. I guess I could. It would dress it up. I may cut and splice him too. You know, no sense in looking terrible. All right. Anyway, that's not necessary to the thing. So anyway, I don't know what that showed him. Oh, I'm getting a flashing dead battery. Okay. All right. So that part's good. We're almost ready to give this thing a start. All right. This is the terminal strip. And this wire right here is the one that's going to the heater. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an inline fuse right on that wire going to the heater, and that way it'll be fused there, because this is just a terminal strip. This is not a fuse strip. So anyway. Didn't put my safety glasses on earlier. But anyway, gotta protect the eyes. That's what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make that bracket for the push-pull cable that I've yet to have purchased, but I will be soon. But I can get everything set up and ready to go without that. That's not going to keep us from going. All right, let's break out the sawzall. saying. The right tool makes short work of such things. All right, this is what the bracket, this is the exact same bracket I used in the Chevy when I put the push-pull cable to turn the hot water off and on in it, and it's worked out okay. So if it works from one, I'm going to do it on the other. So anyway, that's what we're going to use. Bolted up under the dash. All right, we're wired in, and I haven't started the engine in, oh man, it's been since probably November. So let's do a key on first here. Let's see what we got. So key on. All right, my USB's on. All right, well, that's good. I have got fan. Oh, you know what? All right, key on, good. I need to put my defrost ducts in. All right, just an update on getting my defrost ducts run. Now the passenger side, I had to pull out the glove box to easily get up there to do it, and I'm leaving it out so I can easily hook up the driver's side. But the driver's side, you know, in previous videos about this truck, I've talked about how the simplest task can end up being so major. Well, let me show you what some previous jackleg, for lack of a better term, has done. They, of course, they put the wiper motor up there. They decided that they ought to put the wiper motor up there. Now, I think they did because of the firewall mounted master power brake bracket that goes on the inside. But I'm not sure that it had to be. But I'm gonna pull off this terrible, ugly red trim, and look here. The defrost duct is gone. They've pulled it out, and they've run the wires to the wiper motor through that hole. Now, boys and girls, put some better light on it. Now, do you know how much of a pain it had to have been for them to remove that duct? I mean, it had to be a pain. And then they couldn't drill a hole over here off to the side and run the wires. No, they had to remove the duct, and then they had to run the wires through the hole. Anyway, that means more under the dash work, and I got to figure out. I looked in my stash, and I'm lucky in that I've got a duct. I don't know how I ended up with a spare duct like this, but I traded for a whole bunch of a box full of spare parts when I got my chrome grill and everything for the Chevy. And it's ironic, the passenger side was not included because it's bent. It's got an angle down here where the duct connects. This is the driver's side. So in one way, you can say I lucked out. But anyway, let's see if we can figure out how to hook that up. All right, somehow, some way, I was able to get my Phillips screws up there with washers to secure that duct up there. I would show you underneath, but you can't see it because this has got the firewall mounted master cylinder, and it's got a big bracket from the firewall to right around those gauges. So you just can't see. And you can see here, I cut the wires. I'm gonna drill a hole here to get them down in there, and I'll figure out the splicing at my leisure. So anyway, now let's see if we can snake a duct from there over there. Anyway, man. And let there be defrost. Finally. And here's the special tools that I had to use. This flexible, this has got flexible bits in it, but it doesn't have a Phillips head. But I just took a standard Phillips head that I would put in my drill, and it fit perfect. So that aligned up to the far right one, and this straight long one here took care of this one right here on the left, because I had a straight shot to him. So anyway, this flex tool, I've not used it at all, and it's just paid for itself. All right. All right, keep in mind, this thing hadn't started in quite a while. Probably going to have to pump gas up to the carburetor. There we go. Haven't heard the sound of a 350 fire up in a while. Now we're looking for any leaks. I'll leave the heat off for a moment. All right, feels getting warm. So far, no leak, other than what I did. Should feel some heat if I turn the fan on. Let's see. All right. My camera went dead, so we're using a cell phone. So anyway, there's the fan. No light in here right now. And I feel that heat. Can you feel it? That's hot. And what am I showing on my temp gauge over there? I'm barely over 100. Really? It's not hardly warming up yet. All right. Good heat. I still don't like this hose like that. And I put more antifreeze in, but, well, I don't know how long it's been since this GMC's had a working heater, but it's got one now. If you're wondering about it, you can see there's I'm going out a window back there. So anyway, that's why I'm not worried about running this thing in a closed up shop. A good deal. the stand out of the way. Alright, no leaks. That's hot. Very hot. Alright. I'm concerned about that joint and this joint because that's where I put those sleeve adapters to adapt that 3/4 hose to 5/8 fitting. So we'll see. I may not be able to run it and get it hot enough in here. Matter of fact, I better go check my gas gauge. I don't know how much gas I've had. This thing's been parked for a while. Well, anyway, that's where we're at. We got heat. All right, I ran the engine up to 200 to where it automatically turns on the fan, which it did. It charged, that good oil pressure, everything, all the vitals look good. So this thing's sitting as long as it didn't hurt a thing other than it was charging the battery. All right, where I'm at on the heater. I got to get me a push-pull cable and hook it up to this to the valve here. See, right now I'll have to manually throw it in order to get hot or cold. In order to get hotter, in order to turn the heat on or not. And then I found out when I did the Chevy over there, I need a return spring to help pull it back. So to kind of fight against it. And I have prepared the interior. Well, I'll be right back. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, going to the interior. I've prepared the interior for the push-pull cable. Here's the bracket right here. Of course, here's the fan control. The stock gauges don't work, so I put these in so I can monitor my vitals. So the heater's in. He's out of the way. I got to secure some stuff up, but I've got it. I'll probably have another wire to run up in there. I don't know yet for what I'm going to still be doing. But and my battery cables, I believe I'm all right there. I'll ponder on that. And of course I got the seats I want to do something about. And but the next procedure I'm going to do is I'm going to deal with the shock situation on this thing. And I'll just let the next video handle that. So until I get the push-pull cable, which I'm going to check some of the local places. Used to be you could pick them up, but if not, I know I can just order it. $5 and free shipping. I don't know, I might just do that. But anyway, we've got heat, and we're going to move on to some other projects with this truck, and we'll squeeze some into the Chevy too. But the Chevy, its main job right now is to cruise. So anyway, I want to tell you folks now, thanks for watching. And if you like this video and this series, hit that like button and subscribe if you don't mind. Now, subscribing doesn't cost you a thing. Now, if you're looking at your screen, that subscribe button is down there on the right hand side, and just to the left of it is your thumbs up if you like it. Towards the very end, I'll have on the screen it'll show some future videos you could link to, or up in the top left hand corner will be also a subscribe round icon. That's the picture of my truck. You hit that and it'll subscribe. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.